Hello and welcome to Mediabeat. I'm Chris Ahrens, editorial director here at Mediabistro.com, and we're here with Ed Schultz, host of The Ed Show on MSNBC. And in this part, we want to talk, Ed, about MSNBC and how it's, in the last few years, it's really gone decidedly left. It's got a hefty prime time, and the ratings are showing that people are tuning in because perhaps that's what they're looking for, and they haven't had that in the past. But there's also the NBC News brand, and what do you say to some of the critics who say that the opinion part of MSNBC can bleed over into NBC News and their editorial coverage?
Well, I don't appear on NBC News. I appear on MSNBC. I can't speak for the other hosts, but I don't think that what we do on MSNBC jades any of the coverage or any of the journalistic decisions that are made on NBC News. But I do think that MSNBC is guided by the standards and principles of NBC News when it comes to covering the news. We are a channel that has to follow rules of NBC News of you have to be accurate, you can't make up your own set of facts, you are allowed to have an opinion, and you are allowed to give commentary. So I have not in any way ever felt any pressure from anyone that I couldn't do a story or take an angle. Mm-hmm. As long as I'm factually correct, I can have my opinions. And so, those boundaries are more than workable, more than professionally workable. And I think that there are some other channels out there that do news that don't have those guidelines. And
who might you be referring
to? Well, I would
to?
Refer to Fox.
Yeah.
I mean, Fox doesn't have to answer to a news division. They claim to be a news division. But I think that there are repeated examples out there of how their opinion is interjected in the story.
Yeah. Say after Fox and Friends and before Cavuto, the daytime hours on Fox News, do you count people like Shep Smith and Megyn Kelly in that crowd who infuse an opinion into the news stories that they're reporting?
To be perfectly honest with you, I don't watch them enough to make a decision on that. But I see all the media clips and the examples that are out there that are obviously produced by people that follow the news. I'm very clear from the campaigns of the jaded coverage by all of their hosts in prime time. And there may be a difference in prime time, as there is a difference in prime time with our network. Mm-hmm. We are much more opinionated starting at 5 o'clock. And I'm obviously a part of that lineup, and I think that there is a market for it. There's a lot of opportunities in cable. There's a lot of programming opportunities. This is niche programming to be independent, progressive, liberal. And people are coming to it. Mm-hmm. And I think it's very important to point out that we don't have the number of hookups that CNN has. We don't have the number of hookups that Fox has. And it's going to be interesting someday if that ever becomes an equal number to see exactly how strong MSNBC is.
Mm-hmm. What's the talk inside 30 Rock about the Comcast acquisition and what that might mean for MSNBC?
I can't speak for anybody else, and I haven't heard any underlying conversation of apprehension or fear or anything like that. We all know we're in a business that is about change, and change is a good thing sometimes, and being able to adjust with change is a big part of what our industry is all about. So I personally take the philosophy, you live day to day in cable, just do the best you can, and you're only as good as your last show.
Let's talk about CNN just for a little bit. Do you think, seeing the success of Fox News that they've had for many years now, and MSNBC coming on with strong opinion programs and helping the ratings, lifting the entire network, you think CNN's going to go that way?
I don't know. I have respected CNN for decades. They've got a 30-plus year brand to what they're doing. They've got very astute professionals, accomplished journalists. I can't pass judgment or really understand, what their move is now or what it might be.
Larry Kramer, who's a media executive here in New York, at the end of 2010, he he wrote about cable news, and he said that it is Fox News and MSNBC are leading to a less informed, more opinionated public. Do you agree with that?
Well, first of all, the people that come to MSNBC, we're not their exclusive news outlet. I mean, it's very multifaceted. For people that come to cable, I think we got a pretty knowledgeable, viewing audience. Mm-hmm. I know, I get the emails. I'm in disagreement with anybody saying that there is going to be less information. I think the shows are very well resourced, and I think we put out a very good product. Mm-hmm. Believe me, the people that are working on all the shows, they don't want to put out less information. Yeah. So opinions are what they are outside the building.
Okay. We're talking with Ed Schultz here on Media Beat. In part 3, we're going to talk more about how Ed got to where he is, now host of The Ed Show on MSNBC. Stay with us.